Hi, this is Mr. Buck, and today we're going to be talking about a new software that's launching called Engagermate. What's Engagermate? It's a little SaaS or software as a service or a cloud application that basically helps you engage with your Instagram account or more Instagram accounts if you're doing it like a business, for instance, and you have more than one. The big advantage of Engagermate is basically that it allows you to free time. That's basically what it is. Because normally, if you think about how to grow your Instagram account, what you have to do is invest a lot of time, following accounts, interacting with them by either commenting or liking their photos, and then if some people don't follow you back after a certain time, you unfollow them, and doing it like that, you start growing out your account. And actually, the account I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes, I manually did that in 2017, I think it was. Yeah, 2017, or maybe even before that. And it was so much time that I had to invest on this account in doing all this procedure that at some point I went, like, I'm not just particularly because I hit a wall where Instagram, basically I was adding people, I was following people. I don't know if they were following back. I don't know exactly what happened because it didn't matter what I did, it did not grow. But with Engagermate, you can basically have all that. And another a big advantage of that is that Engagermate is an app that works. It has two parts. It has the main SaaS program, and it has an application, an app that you can install on your telephone, on your cell phone, and you can deal it from there. You can set stuff up there, or you can do it from the desktop, from your computer. So in order to see exactly what it does and how it works, let's jump onto the computer and see it directly. So this is it. This is Engagermate. I'm just gonna log in to see the dashboard. This is the dashboard. One thing I love from Luke McGuire's programs is basically their user interface. If you can see this here, it's very, very clean. It looks clean. The things are big. It looks professional. And just from this standpoint, it gets a plus point. So this is, as I said, the dashboard. Here is the account that's running right now. You can have several accounts. In this particular case, I have 2 accounts that I can use. And here's where you would change the accounts that had already been configured. Here is where you would configure the accounts, the different accounts. I have 2 accounts that I tried to see how they work, to test it. And here are the settings. We'll go through them a little bit. And this, you basically determine which hashtags and which people you want to follow and how do you want to follow them, if people like stuff or if people comment on stuff and stuff like that. So, and then you have advanced settings that you can also use, where you go a little bit more down in the granularity of the program to basically determine how the program is going to behave. 2 new options. You can actually, create direct messages, private messages that you can send to people automatically. And you can, it says, as you can see here, that you have to go, the best option, the more messages the best, because then it looks to Instagram. And that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. Even though this is basically a program that automates, all your interaction with Instagram and different accounts, you have to understand that Instagram, the Facebook company, doesn't want that. They want actually real people interacting with each other, not a program interacting with people, or even worse, 2 programs interacting with each other, which would be like, okay, are we going to the Terminator world now? So back to this. This way you can automate the direct messages. When people like your account or follow you, you can automatically send them a message. And that message, the more messages you have here, it it provides variety, so that Instagram doesn't think, okay, that's a bot that's doing that. You have an optimizer where you can choose between hashtags, accounts, or places, and basically determine what's been happening. I may show you for a short time. You can select a range of time, and as you can see, I have been using this program for under 3 weeks. So let's see what happened. So that's the time. I'll filter, and based on different hashtags, it will show you what the program has been actually doing. For instance, it used the hashtag affiliate, and it has done 261 likes, and it followed 128 people based on this hashtag, and like that, it shows you all the different hashtags. Basically, it's what the program has been doing, and it helps you to understand which hashtags generate the best results for you. For instance, in my case, affiliate is generated in all based on the whole system and all the activities that the program has been doing a 5% result. You can see all the different other hashtags are there. You can see the variety: 4%, 3%, and 2%, 1%. Some hashtags you may decide, okay, I'll drop them because they're actually not generating any results for me in this particular case. Where do you do all that? Do that in the settings. But before going to this, let me see if this program actually produces results, because that's an important thing. As I said at the beginning, you want to get results, and those results in this particular case is, number one, you want to grow your account, and number two, you want to free your time. You don't have to be doing all that stuff yourself. It has to be as little hands-on as possible, and that's what you want to achieve, and that's what this program allows you to do. So let's examine this account. What happened with it? I'll do that using Social Blade. That will show us a little bit of the history of the account, because before that I didn't have anything like that. Obviously, I'm like really D minus. This is a small account actually. So I have been getting in average in those less than 3 weeks, an average of 40, 50, you could say, followers a day consistently, except from one day here. And I think it might be because the previous day I unfollowed a lot of people at once, and then Instagram, not this program, and I'll show you what program I use to unfollow people. It depends. I used a different program because I'm used to do it with a different program, but this Engagermate gives you the option as well, so you don't have to use a different program. I decided to do it, but it's a completely different story because I'm used to that other program, and I'll show you in a minute. So you can see there's movement is going up. You can see the total daily followers for Free Your Mind. It started from in 13th of April. It was a couple of days after I started. If you saw here, if we go to the optimizer, let me see if I lost the range. I started actually on the 9th. So, but from that day, I had much less than this. I had like, I think, 1,500 or something like that. And from this, I went up to 1,153. No, I think it's a little bit more. Should be a little bit more. No, it doesn't get shown here. This is the Instagram desktop account, but I think it's a little bit more, and I'll show you in a couple of minutes when I am on the phone. And this is another thing that Instagram has. Their API somehow doesn't provide information like, right to the second. It sometimes has some type of delay, even here, as you can see. Either way, I have 2,149 according to Engagermate. API information sent back. Instagram desktop says that I have 2,153, and actually I do believe what the telephone app says, the mobile app, and I can see that here. If you can see, according to, if I update it, it's a better amount. So why doesn't it automatically gets sent to these other apps? I have no idea. But either way, it's going up. You slow down a little bit here, as I said a couple of minutes ago, maybe because I decided to unfollow too many people, and we can see that here, right? That was a big unfollow, and the Instagram basically decided, oh, what's happening here? But how is the engagement? Does it work? Well, let's go back here. Until I left this account for almost 2 years without touching it. If you see this app, this here, this was done on September 2017. So it's almost a year, to not exaggerate that much. And then that I did about in January, 4 months ago. And then when I started this, I think this is the app. That was in April 11. That was like 2 days after I started with Engagermate. So you can see the 128, if you can probably not see that clear here, 97, these are real people and real comments, 126, a lot of comments, 55, 2 comments, 105, 40, 65. These two happened like yesterday or 2 days ago, actually, if I'm not right, 2 days ago exactly. And I did both of them on the same day. Sometimes I actually in the past have been using it in a way that every 2 days I post something, but now I'm just testing, so I added a little bit more often to see if adding more often will affect my engagement. And as you can see, it's not as high as one could expect. However, look at the comments. Yeah, it's every single one of them has comments, because I'm following people and people come back and say, hey, look at this. So how do you set everything up? You go to settings. Basically, you determine a list of hashtags that you want to follow, right? You don't obviously you don't follow the hashtags in this particular case. What it does, it follows people based on the hashtags, people that are also, commenting and posting with those hashtags. So you follow them, and you have this option to copy all these hashtags, this mirror function, by clicking here, or going, if you already have it here and you want to go up, you click here, and then you like based on the same hashtags. But the fact that you can do different hashtags if you want. So you also can follow recent followers from a particular account. So as you can see here, I just found a couple of accounts that have a lot of followers and interaction and engagement. I added them here, and that I'm following their followers, their recent followers. And the same thing with this. And then it's just like at the top here, that you can have a mirror option. I had the same thing, so I mirrored the accounts from the top to the bottom, or you can do it from the bottom to the top. I'm not that interested in place because I'm trying to be like international, so I didn't add anything here. But basically you can do the same thing. You can follow people who has been in a particular place and mirror it down, or have different places, people who you can like their stuff. If they have been in that place, you can follow them or like their stuff. You can like from your own newsfeed. What's your newsfeed? If you see here, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to activate my phone again. This is the phone. You can see it's the same thing. I'm going up, I'm going out. So I'm going to go to my, right? So basically what this option does, this option here, right? Like newsfeed, this function will like recent publications of your newsfeed on your Instagram. You basically will like here certain publications based on whatever is being shown there, right? So it actually is a practical problem. Now, more options about following private users. That happened a lot with when you do it manually. You just following people, because it offers you all recommendations. Follow all these people. You go like follow, but a lot of them are private. That means you have to follow and then you have to wait for them to accept you or not. Here you can say, hey, follow them, yeah, or just don't follow people who have their account set to private. Just don't follow them. That's exactly what I did here. Didn't want to do anything like that. And if you can unfollow, if you pick that option to do it with this program, then you can determine how and which settings you will have to actually unfollow people. People who do not follow you back, unfollow them after a certain time, and unfollow only the people that Engagermate followed, because it could be that manually you followed somebody because you want to have that person, and if you don't set this active, Engagermate will unfollow that person. But if you have it active and you're using Engagermate to unfollow people, basically you will have no problem, because it will not unfollow the people that you followed manually. And I like this option. And as you can see, there are options to not follow business profiles, etc., etc. This unfollow cycle configuration basically means that it will take some time before it actually unfollows people. So as you can see, it's a program that actually is very clear, very clean. You have also reports and statistics. It's one thing I don't like that much is the fact that you cannot set specific stuff up yourself. For instance, give me, instead of the last, I don't know, 4, 5, 7 follows, who was followed or who was liked the last 7. I want to have 15. I want to have 100. I don't know. If you have options like that, it's something that it will be practical, in my opinion. However, it's not like that, so you cannot change that. But it's that I'm just actually being nitpicking, trying to get little details and stuff that I don't like. To be quite honest, I like the whole program. There is nothing that I don't like, that is a showstopper. Obviously, if you have to think in terms of Instagram, you have to always remember that even though you have a program that's helping you and is saving you tons of time, you have to be always on top of certain things, because Instagram has a lot of artificial intelligence looking at all these programs doing stuff, or at all these accounts doing stuff, and thinking, is that a bot, is that a computer, is that a person? And based on that, it can slow you, or it force you to slow down or not. Because if you see here, you have this option where you are either unfollowing and not following, and if you pick to follow, it will automatically unfollow, right? And here's where you stop the service. We're at the dashboard, you can stop it and then it won't do anything, right? And then you can restart the service, and when you do that, then nothing happens, obviously. This option here, and this is something that is preset. As I said, Instagram is always looking what's happening here. Is this a program or is this a person? And when you start a new account in Instagram, in general terms, it won't allow you to do too many things at once, like follow too many people, or like too many people, or comment too much. At some point it's gonna say, okay, whoa, calm down. So Engagermate with this option gives you it's preset. You cannot change anything there. When you start, it's not fast, it's like slow, and it's in this slow state for, I don't know, 5 days or something, and then it goes to medium, so it starts liking and following people a little bit faster. And after a while, I mean, I've been 3 weeks here now, I'm a little bit faster, and that could be one of the reasons also, in my opinion, although I am of the opinion that it's because I unfollow too many people. So that's it, basically. I just wanted to say shortly which program I use for the unfollowing. I'm gonna go full screen here for a couple of seconds. See, it's working. I have another person who just followed me, right? So you can see there is action happening today already. I have new people like me, people start following me. like, follow, like, follow, and so forth. So what program do I use to unfollow people? Oh, before I show you that, I'll show you the app. This is the Engagermate app. These are the two accounts that as you can see, there is also no, it's not like 100% up to date, the information. So I'm going to open the HDBook account here, and you can see again on your mobile the options. You can stop the service here, just like we did on the desktop. And as you can see, the information is a little bit old because I'm still showing 2,949, and we're already almost 2,000 and what was it? And 64. Oh, 65 now. So, and it's doing that all by itself. So you can do that here. You can change settings. Most of the settings that you do on the desktop you can do here. For instance, you can do, determine what it's gonna do. We can, like, all the different options you can do here. You can set, I think, also the hashtags, just like we did on the desktop version. The affiliate. You can follow profiles, unlike medias, and stuff like that. So it is a very practical app. You can do the places just like we did what I showed you on the desktop. That I had not set up anything. It takes a little bit longer. I have not set anything here. So it is very practical. You can go back to your dashboard where you can see for this account the activities that have been there. You can see I have gained in 3 weeks almost 610 followers. Oh, of course you have to think that people unfollow you as well, and some of them are also computer systems just like this one that are following and unfollowing you. So you have to remember that, don't forget. The app that I use to unfollow is called Followers Assistant, and this one is, let me see if it's up to date. At least the advantage of this is I can see who stopped following me, right? I can see up here who stopped following me today. Oh, I have to get used to the mouse. I have to do it with my hand here. And yesterday, right? So I can keep track of who is unfollowing me, and that will give me basically an idea of what's happening. And that's the difference with, the app here. If I go back to Engagermate, I can set it up to unfollow, but I don't know who's being unfollowed. I don't know. I'm kind of a control freak. I just want to know what's happening. That's why I'm using a different app. And as I said before, I probably unfollowed too many people on that particular day, and that caused the system to go a little bit slower. But it started picking up again because I have not followed anybody. So what can I say about Engagermate? It's a very, very good program. It saves you tons of time, and by saving a lot of time, you have more time, as I said at the beginning, to do profit generating activities that bring you more money. So in other words, Engagermate saves you time and makes you money. So is it a buy? In my opinion, it is. So this is Mr. Buck signing out.